Hey there, in today's video I am giving you a quick tour of what's sitting out on my art studio table currently. That doesn't mean that it's always like this, but I love to use old containers and I like to have things organized, and even when things get messy, I like to put them back so that when I get started again, I know where everything is. Even if I gotta admit, even if I don't take the best care of my art supplies, I definitely like to have them organized, and it helps me visually to kind of see what I have and what I don't have. Although, after giving this tour, I realize there's a few things I need to go through and probably get rid of. So I recognize that not everybody has a dedicated space, but if you don't, I would just highly recommend that you find a container or a box or a crate that you can put all your things in. And so when you pull those out, it inspires you and fills you with joy, just the little containers. I mean, it can be as simple as, a little vase that is a potting vase that is for something else that you use to hold your supplies. But to me, that makes things just all the more special when I have found containers that are meaningful to me. So just a little side note there. But in the meantime, I just want to show you what I have and how I keep things, and I hope that it inspires you to think outside the box and find ways to store your items, and then also decide what you want sitting out if you do have a table that you use regularly, and what things you need to maybe put in a drawer or put away. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.
So to start off, I almost always have some form of an art journal kind of sitting open on my desk. It just allows me the freedom to sit down and make a couple marks. This happens to be an old book journal, the old book that I've turned into an art journal. And then I'm just going to do a quick scan, and then I'll go back and just kind of show you. These are the things that are sitting on my desk currently. And I do have a candle going because honestly, I often have a candle because I like the smell, and it makes me feel cozy. In the summer, maybe not as much, but definitely in the fall and winter months, and spring even when it's chilly in here. And okay, so I'm going to circle around, and as you'll see, there's no paints. That's because my paints, I'm going to show you right here, they're in this IKEA, I don't know what it's called, like a bin, a triplicate bin, and so I keep everything there. I don't have enough room to keep my paints on my desk because my table where I work. Now, this is where I mostly work in my art journal. I have other spots, larger places where I work. Well, I work over on the wall for my larger paintings, but anything probably 12 by 12 or like this size, I work sitting right here. First off, you can see I have the extra large charcoal and graphite, and underneath that in these bins I keep, on this top one, right here at the ready, is my soft pastels, and then let's see if I can do this without causing too much movement, and then under here I have the oil pastels. So, and I kind of have them semi-sorted by color, not entirely, but they're right here so that at any point I can just reach in and grab those. Then over here I have this old fishing box, tackle box, and I just have my Woody Sibellos, some washi tape, and just a few, some credit cards, old credit cards that I can use for scraping, and then the deli sheets, the deli paper that I use fits just so nicely in there, so it's just easy. I can always just grab. It's not in a drawer. I just grab it out when I'm painting or I need to rub off excess paint. Then I have this bin of, let me grab it so you can see every form of mark making tool in the world. And I'm going to tell you what are the best mark making tools are the pottery tools. These are tools used for pottery, but they make the best marks. Then I have a bin of palette knives, every size and shape you might imagine. Then I have this cute little wooden box that I keep the smaller pieces of my charcoal pencils and Stabilo pencils. When they get too small, I stick them in this little bin. Now this, I'm kind of chuckling. It's this really cool old I guess it was probably used for something, not probably pens, but I just love it. And honestly, I was thinking about this when I was showing you the tour. This is the one thing that I shouldn't really have on my desk because I don't use these pens in my art making very often. And in fact, I probably need to go through them and see how many are dried up. So that is just a good reminder that sometimes there's things that you don't need on your desk, but you just like because it's a cool thing. Then I have a container filled with mostly Stabilo and charcoal pencils, but then also just random pencils that I can sketch with, and even like China markers and different things like that. So those are right there handy. Then I literally have 4 different containers of brushes, and I try to sort them semi by size, if you can kind of see, but that isn't totally true. But for the most part, then I have them. This one is out of control. And I'm going to tell you right now, like a lot of them in this bin right here need to be thrown out. I have a hard time getting rid of even the really bad paintbrushes because obviously I misuse my paintbrushes, but there are ones in there that just need to go away because I will not use them again. They're just that bad. So sometimes if they're bad, it's fine because they can still make marks, but some of them need to go away so that I can actually access the ones I want to use. And then in this bin, it's filled with color shapers and then also these catalyst spatulas and different things like that. So that's great. And back here, I have some brayers. They're back there. I don't use brayers as often with my jelly plate, but I probably should use them more often. And then I have a spray bottle filled with water for different things that you can get those at the dollar store. And I didn't want one that was massive, so this is a nice, I don't know if you can see that, nice size. And then right here, I have the Catalyst wedge, and then also the Bondo scrapers. So they're just right here in this little tin. And then I have a rag, almost always I have a rag. And then I have this water that's always there. And it looks really disgusting. And actually this is cleaned up just for this video. This actually, I don't know if you have a Costco near you, but some Costco does these bouquets of flowers, or not bouquet, but like a little display of flowers in these glass vases. And the size of them and everything are just perfect. So I'm so happy when my husband gets me a new one, then I can swap them out. And it's just the perfect size, and a lot of brushes sit in there. And I think I've mentioned that I do, unfortunately, a lot of my brushes sit in there for days at a time, and that is not the best way to treat your brushes. And then over here to the side, which I will consider part of my desk, I have a variety of paints that I use. And I honestly, at the top is primarily, although I see this blue here, but, or the teal, the top layer is mostly neutrals. So your different blacks, paint gray, whites, beige, that kind of thing. And then down below, I have a bin of, although this one's in the wrong bin, kind of yellows and pinks and that kind of thing, and then greens and blues. And then down here, I have some not oil pastels, but oil bars and oil sticks, and some other paints that I have. So that is primarily what is sitting out on my desk, and just wanted to show you, and I would say mostly this is it most of the time. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope that you are inspired to find some interesting containers and put your supplies out in a way that you find that you enjoy and you find pleasing.